tutorial. Today we'll be painting two super easy watercolor landscapes, and these landscapes are actually from Ireland. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to set up my camera. And if you're watching this live or the replay, feel free to share in the chat or comments below where you're watching from. And have you been to Ireland before? Let me know. Okay. And these landscapes will actually look somewhat like this. So I went ahead and I did like a little practice round, and this is kind of what they'll look like. And there are reference photos in the description below for each landscape. I'm going to go over my supplies and then we'll get started. Hi, Sarah. Yes, Sarah lives in Ireland, right? Yeah, I thought of you when I realized these two landscapes are actually from Ireland. I had no idea when I was planning this tutorial. Yeah, so here's the first reference photo, and then here's the other one. So these two reference photos are below in the description for you. Hi, Ashton. She says, I've flown over Ireland on the way to England. I'd love to visit someday. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Leela and Michelle. Michelle says she's watching from Connecticut. Wow. Hi, Sarah. Okay, so I'm going to go over my supplies real quick here. So I'm using cold pressed watercolor paper from Arches, and I have it a size 5x7 size. I have it taped onto my desk with masking tape, and I left a little edge here, a little white edge of about like 1/8 of an inch maybe. And let's see, my brushes are Princeton Neptune brushes. So I have a size 8 round brush that I'll be using, and size 0 round brush, a size 4 round brush, and I have this Filbert Grainer brush that I will be using for like foliage. And for my paints, I have this woodland set here that I thought that I would use. This is from Art Philosophy. And I also have here this pink called Opera Rose from Winsor Newton. And I have this yellow here. This is from Winsor Newton as well. And all of these supplies are linked below in the description if you wanted to check them out. I decided to use a different yellow here than this one because this one, I don't know, it looks more like a cool yellow, I guess. And I kind of wanted a more warm yellow. So yeah. Okay, so I think we'll first start with the sky. So I am going to mix a few colors here. Hi Liz, how are you? Glad you're here. Okay, so this sky has a lot of different colors. It has like a light blue, it has purple, orange, pink, yellow. So yeah, okay. So I'm going to mix like a very light blue. I might actually take this out. So I'm going to use this, it's called Stream, this blue here. And for this one, I'm just gonna add a lot of water to it. I want it to be very, very light. Okay, and then I am going to mix, I probably should have mixed my yellow first before mixing the blue, but it's okay. I cleaned my brush very well, and I'm just gonna take some of this yellow here, put it on my palette, I probably will just use this yellow right from the pan. And then I will go ahead and take some of this pink, put it here, maybe mix a little bit of this yellow into it to create like a nice orange. And then I probably will use this pink here right out of the pan. So yeah, I'm just mixing some colors first, and I have like a yellow, an orange, a pink that I will probably just use right out of here, and then I kind of want a purple, so I'm going to mix, maybe I'll mix this blue, so this blue here, maybe I should have used the other blue. We'll see how this looks with some pink. Okay, that looks fine. So yeah, I have a light blue, I have a purple, a yellow, an orange, and a pink. Hi Inez. She says she's having coffee. That sounds wonderful. Okay, so yeah, let's start with the sky. So the sun is like over here, and it's very yellow, it's very light. So I'm just gonna take some yellow here and first paint this in about 2/3 up. It's like here. And I'm using my size 8 round brush, so it's pretty big. And I'm adding more water to my brush, kind of making this yellow very light. And I want it to be kind of like very, very light, almost white at the bottom here, where it meets up with the land. And I'm taking more yellow, dropping that in a little bit. And then I'm trying to work fast because I want this to be like, I want it to stay wet as I add in color. So I'm gonna add some orange now, right over here. And I'm gonna add some pink. So yeah, the sun is like here, so I kind of go like in a round motion. And I probably will add more color when this is dry. This is just like the very first layer. I want it to be very, very light. It doesn't have to be super pigmented. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some purple, which I need to mix a little bit more, so it's basically just like this pink with some blue. I'm gonna add that over here. Kind of blend that in. And then these are like clouds over here. Like the purple is like the edge of like some clouds. So I'm just kind of creating like this irregular, soft, cloudy texture. Like that. And then I'm going to take some more pink, kind of drop that in a little bit. Since this is still kind of wet, I'm gonna add a bit more color in some areas. Okay, and then over here is like a blue. So when you look at this reference photo, you See how there's like purple clouds and then there's like blue behind it. So I'm just going to leave it like this. Let that dry, and then I will probably add in like a very light blue behind it. Okay, and we want to wait to add the land over here until this is dry, because if we add in the land, like paint it in, it'll just blend into the sky because this is still wet. So we'll let this dry. In the meantime, I will mix some greens for the land. So let's see. Yeah, I think I used this green here. It's called Deep Moss. It's just like a very, very beautiful green. But I feel like it's a little too, like, you know, too much. Like it's very, very vibrant. So I'm gonna add, to kind of dull this down, you could add a little bit of pink or purple to it. Like this, kind of like dulls that down. But I kind of want to make it a little warmer, so I'm going to add some yellow to it. And I'm just going to add this yellow here that already has some green in it. So yeah, it's more of like a yellowy green. Yeah, so if you are just joining, we are painting 2 easy watercolor landscapes that are in Ireland, and there are reference photos below in the description that we're using if you wanted to paint along with us. And share in the comments or live chat if you've been to Ireland. I've been to Ireland once. I went like 10 years ago, and it was beautiful. It's a beautiful country. Okay, I think this area here is dry now. This area here might be a little wet still, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint in the light blue. Oops. I accidentally still had like yellow in my brush, so I just made this blue green. Gonna kind of wipe that away. Okay. So it's basically just blue, but like, you know, a lot of water. You want it to be light, because this is the first layer, and we kind of want the first layer to be fairly light. And then we'll do another layer when it's dry to add more color and detail. I'm going to start in this corner. Okay, and I'm cleaning my brush just a little bit. I probably should have done this part first, to be honest, but it's fine. We'll add more cloud texture when this dries. Now I'm cleaning my brush, and I'm going to kind of smooth this out. I have a little bit of water in my brush. Okay, yeah, so we'll let that dry. I actually, I don't paint landscapes very much. I feel like this tutorial is kind of like different than my usual tutorials. So that's kind of why I did like a practice round, because you guys wanted a landscape tutorial from a poll that I posted, and I was like, okay, I should probably practice a little bit first. Okay. Hannah says, Ireland is one of my top 5 places I want to visit. It looks so lush in the pictures and videos I've seen. Yeah, it does. Oh, Ireland is beautiful. I've been to Galway, Dublin, and then like throughout some of the country. Like those are the areas I've been to. Sarah lives in Ireland right now. Sarah, have you been to Galway before? Or Dublin? Or like some like cute little towns in the country? Lisette says, hi Allison, good morning all. Hi Lisette. Okay, so this is now basically dry. So I am going to start painting in the land. And again, I'm using my size 8 round brush and this green. And I want it to be very light. Okay, so a lot of water. And over here where the sun is going to be the lightest green over here. And there's going to be like a little hill here too. Okay, so I'm actually going to start over here because I have the most paint like in my brush. So I'm going to start over here. Yeah, as you can tell, it's very light. We will add another layer here, another layer of green. Okay, and then, yeah, so I'm just going to cover all of this with light green. And then there's like a stream, basically like right here, like this. And then it kind of like fades out over here. And then it's definitely like wider as you become closer to the edge of the page, like this. Okay, and we don't want to paint in the stream yet because this is still wet, so we'll let the green dry first. Susan, hi Susan, she says, ooh, pretty, thank you. Sarah says, yes, I've been to Galway and Connemara, which is your second lane. Oh, that's cool. So you've been here? That's really cool. And she says, I live in rural West Waterford, which is beautiful. Oh, I bet it's beautiful. Susan says, you're welcome. Okay, so yeah, while we're waiting for the green to dry, we will work on the sky. And I think, guys, I'm gonna go get my hair dryer so that I can just dry this quickly. I don't wanna have to like wait. So I'm gonna go grab my hair dryer. I'll be right back in a few seconds. I'm back. I'm just plugging in my hair dryer. Okay, so if you use a hair dryer to dry your watercolor painting, you want to be sure before you turn it on that you don't have like any puddles of water or paint because they'll just blow everywhere. Okay, I'm going to mute myself as I do this. Okay. So let's go ahead and actually, I think I'm going to work more on the landscape and then we will work more on the sky because I kind of just want to work on this here first. Wait, let me think about this. Yeah. Wait, let's do the sky. Sorry about that. I tell you one thing, then I'm like, oh wait, and then I'm like, okay, I changed my mind. Okay, so again, I'm using my size 8 round brush. This time we'll add some more color to the sky and work on the clouds. So let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and work on the edge of these clouds here first. So I'm going to mix a purple again. So if you're just joining, I'm using this woodland set and I'm using Opera Rose from Winsor & Newton. So I'm going to take some of this Opera Rose and mix a little bit of, where's it at? This blue here is called Mist. And this time I want this purple to be fairly like, not too dark, but I don't want to add like a lot of water. Okay. Okay, so to paint these clouds, I want the very edge of them to be like kind of like sharp, if that makes sense, and then have them blend into here into the clouds. So I'm just gonna start like this, kind of make them irregular looking and fluffy. Like this. Not too round. You don't want them to look like super like, you know, like fake or anything. It's okay if you have some like blue kind of show through them a little bit. Okay, so now I'm cleaning my brush and with some water I'm going to kind of blend that into like underneath here. And I'm gonna take some pink, which is Opera Rose, and just kind of add that in. And then some orange. I'm gonna add more pink here. And you can add some cloudy texture here as well. Like here, I'm not going to blend that because it kind of looks like a cloud, which is kind of cool. And I'm cleaning my brush. I'm gonna add some yellow. Okay, that's a lot. It's a lot of yellow. Okay, now I cleaned my brush. Now I'm gonna kind of blend this. Okay, and I want over here where the sun is to be very light, like almost white. Okay. So, while we're waiting for this guy to dry, let's go ahead and paint in this stream. So this stream like reflects the sky. So it's not just blue. It has some blue, but it's also like has some pink and purple as well. And it looks like more over here is more purple and pink, and over here is more blue. So I'm going to take this blue I have and just add that in. And again, this is just like the first layer right here, so it's okay to have it be like light. You don't have to paint in the details yet. And then I'm going to take some pink, add that in. Kind of like let it blend into the blue. And then some of this purple over here. And then just let it kind of fade out. And I'm going to add a bit more pink, like over here. And while this is still wet here, I'm going to add some of this mist. It's called mist. It's like a vibrant greeny blue. I think it's more towards the green, yeah. Just at the very bottom. Then I'm cleaning my brush, and then with some water I'm going to kind of blend this to the lighter blue. Because with landscapes, they are darker, like landscape paintings, they're like darker on the foreground, which is here, and then farther away your colors become more like hazy. So let me know how you're enjoying this tutorial so far. And yeah. Okay. I think I will go ahead and start painting in this landscape here. And I think I'm going to move my camera a little closer too. Wait, it's kind of crooked. Sorry, okay. So I need to mix the green again. Okay, so for this green, I think I'm gonna mix this deep moss with some of this yellow and then maybe a little bit of like a purple or pink to kind of dull it a little bit because I don't want it to be super, super vibrant. So the green is here. Take some of this yellow. Take some of this pink. Okay, I need to mix more because I don't have enough mixed. Sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing. Okay. Susan says that she loves this, and she says I've been trying to paint more minimally with watercolor. I tend to get too many details and it loses the fun. I might as well be drawing with colored pencils when that happens. Yeah, that makes sense. This painting, I do want it to be loose. Like, I don't want to add too much detail. I kind of just want to have fun, you know. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start here. There's like a little hill, so I'm going to paint that in. It's like, kind of like this. It's pretty smooth, but I don't want to make it too smooth. I want it to have a little bit of irregular look to it because I don't want it to look too, like, I feel like it'll look more realistic if I don't make it super smooth looking. Yeah, so over here is pretty dark. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of fade out the bottom of this a little bit with my brush and fade that out with some water. And then over here where the sun is, it's lighter. Because it's like more hazy looking. Okay, and then I'm gonna take more green, and there are some hills over here I'm gonna paint in with some darker green, like here. And then let that fade. Okay, now I'm gonna paint around the stream. Of course, I need to mix more green. I never mix enough. That always happens to me. Okay. I'm gonna move my camera a little bit more again. Okay, sorry guys. I want you to be able to see the whole painting now. Alright. So around the edge of the stream it's dark. So I'm going to paint that in. It gets pretty dark. Then let it fade out. And I'm just kind of like wiggling my brush to create like a texture. So I painted partially that area, and now I cleaned my brush, and with some water in my brush I'm going to kind of blend that darker green into the surrounding grass. And then, yeah, I'm just kind of creating some grassy, landscapey texture with my brush here. There's like I'm gonna have like there be another hill here, so I'm gonna kind of paint that in like this. Okay. Grabbing some more green. And then here I'm just kind of wiggling my brush around, creating some texture. Leaving a little bit of that lighter green exposed. And I'm mixing more green now. By the way, if you don't know, I do have a free beginner watercolor class. I go over like watercolor supplies for beginners, and it comes with like a hummingbird tutorial too. So I did link that in the description for you in case you wanted to check it out. Okay, so yeah, and now I'm just kind of dragging this darker green that I just painted in into the surrounding area, wiggling my brush around, creating some texture. And I'm also painting it a little bit into the water because I feel like that'll help make it look like it's kind of reflecting in the water, like the grass, like this. And then kind of blending it with some water in my brush. And it helps make this water look more like water because of the reflection, and then making it kind of soft when you blend around it. Hi Ruthie! I'm so glad you're here. She says, hi, good morning. I love these colors, Allison. Thank you. Yeah, this is the Woodland set from Art Philosophy. And then I have Opera Rose and this yellow here from Winsor & Newton. Okay, so with this landscape, we have basically everything filled in. Now we just need to add a little bit of detail and kind of push the values a little bit more and give it some more depth. So we are almost done with this one. Ruthie says that she loves this set. Do you have it, Ruthie? Yeah, the colors are just gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to move to a smaller brush because with landscapes, it's best to start out with a large brush and then as you build layer after layer to move to smaller brushes. And that will help you, like the smaller the brush, the more detail, if that makes sense. Okay. Wow, this brush I did not end up cleaning out when I was using it yesterday. Okay, so let me clean this brush. Okay. I think we're pretty much done with this guy. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't really want to mess it up. It looks okay to me. So I'm just going to keep working on the landscape here. So I'm going to mix more green. This time I want it to be dark. Like, I don't want to add too much water. So, yeah, I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow in it again to warm it up. And some pink to dull it a little bit, make it look more natural. Might be a little too much. Okay, let me add some more of this green. I feel bad like putting blue in this yellow here. Probably should clean it out when I'm done. Okay, so yeah, I didn't use nearly as much water as I did with the first layer. Susan says, I have the Essence set of Art Philosophy. It's pretty good too. Has 2 greens and a deep purple, no light blue. I don't have that set. I have a lot of sets. I don't have Essence or the Complexion set or the Tropicals. Is that a set? Tropicals or the Terran set? I don't have those. Or the Currents. I don't have Currents either. So I guess I don't have a lot of them. Anyways, so now I am going to add this darker green over here. I'm creating some like little like it's not a smooth line, it's kind of jagged, you know. I don't want to make it like too smooth over there. Okay. And then I'm gonna use it over here because there's like a little hill. Now I'm cleaning my brush. And with some water, I'm gonna kind of blend this into the lighter green. And then over here, I don't want this to look too dark here because the sun is there and I want it to look more hazy. And then the stream, well, over here I'm gonna add some darker foliage. Like that. Hi, Susie. Yay, I'm glad you're here. She says that she is loving this. Yay. So yeah, I'm adding this dark green over here where the stream kind of like fades out, and then over here. But the detail, I want this detail to be really tiny because it's really far away. So yeah, okay. And then I'm cleaning my brush a little bit, not all the way. And then with some water, I'm gonna kind of blend this. And then I'm going to kind of paint with a little bit of green into the water to help it look like it's kind of reflecting. Like that. Okay. Yeah, Susan, there are a lot of sets, aren't there? I think I now have 5. I have classics, decadent pies. I have this woodland set. I have vintage pastels, and I have pastel dreams. Okay, so as the stream becomes closer to us, there's more and more detail, and there's more like dark green, and the detail and like everything is bigger. And then as we go more up the page, it's like tinier and tinier. I need to mix more of that green, of course. I never mix enough. By the way, guys, I know that I did a butterfly challenge, a watercolor butterfly challenge, and it ended yesterday, which is crazy. But if you haven't joined, you still can. You can still join and do it on your own time, and you'll have access to all of the live tutorial replays too, like forever and ever. You just have to sign up for it. It's free. And I'll be closing the doors to that challenge like in a few days, probably Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, if you did want to join and you just haven't yet, be sure to do so soon. That challenge was a lot of fun. I feel like it's very doable too. It's only like 5 butterflies in 10 days. Like it's pretty doable. Okay, and I'm gonna add this dark green to the edge here to kind of help give this landscape more depth. Okay, and then I'm taking my brush here with some water and kind of blending this. And I kind of want to create like a vignette. Is that what it's called? A vignette, to kind of help bring the viewer in. So it's like darker here. Hi Eva, she says hello. That's so pretty. Thank you. Okay, now we're gonna add the final touches, and I'm going to use this Filbert grainer brush for foliage. But first I need to mix more green, of course, so let me do that. Okay. And I'm just going to take this brush here into the green, and I'm just going to create some grassy texture along the... Okay, I did not mix enough green. Let me mix more. Okay, and I'm just going to add grass along the river. In here. And the more you go this way, the smaller these are. They probably just kind of fade out. You probably don't see any. Okay, I'm now going to create a little, like some little hills over here. I kind of like this is a little bear. So I'm going to create like a little hill here, here, like knolls. Is that what they're called? Knolls? Grassy, like little hills. And I'm cleaning my brush. And with some water, I'm gonna kind of like, I feel like it's really, really dark over there. Kind of fade that out a little bit. And then maybe some little ones over here, but again, these are tinier and they're not as dark because they are farther away. Thank you, Sarah. She says, your landscape is beautiful. Thank you. So let's compare this one to the first one I did. Wait, first let me untape this. Yeah, I think I'm done. I want to keep it simple. I could just keep going and going and going, but I think I'm done. So yeah, now I'm untaping this. from my desk. By the way, if you haven't already, I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up. I ask that because it'll help my channel. When people like videos on YouTube, it just tells YouTube that people like it, and so they show it to more people, I guess. I think that's how it works. So yeah, as you can see, taping not only flattened my paper and helped keep it flat as I add paint to my painting, but it also created like this nice border around it. Okay, and then here is this one. Wait, probably can't see very well. Let me just take my... Okay. There you go. So this is my first one I did. This is my second one. Yeah, anyways. I feel like this one might be better. I could add a bit more to it. Like some more yellowy here where the sun is, and then over here some more cooler greens like I did over here. But yeah, anyways, let's move on to the second one. Now, Susan says, yes, I already did. What paper is that? This paper here is Arch's cold press watercolor paper. It's actually a scrap piece. I messed up this drawing for the dragonfly tutorial. So I, decided to paint on the back. And then this is an etcher sketchbook. It's a watercolor sketchbook. It's really nice. I did link this below in the description. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to this one. I guess I need to put my camera back up here. Okay. And this one is also scrap. I messed up this butterfly painting, so I thought that I would just paint on the back. Susan says, I like the reflection of color in the water in the second. Me too. I feel like I did a better job at that in the second one. So that just shows you it's okay if you paint something and you need to paint it again, because you most likely will do a better job the second time, and that's totally okay. It's okay to do that. Okay, now I'm just taping my paper to my desk. Okay. Susan says, I've been trying to use more scraps too. I have so many watercolor scraps, like a whole drawer of them that I repurpose into bookmarks, and then I like to give bookmarks away, like to people who put in like a large order in my shop. Like I give them, sometimes I give them like a hand-painted bookmark, or just like, you know, to my friends and family. They're fun to paint. So yeah, I'm painting this, wow. I'm taping this to create like I'm leaving an 1/8 of an inch border. And this will be like a 5x7 painting. Leela, for some reason your your comment was, like Facebook blocked it for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so if you're just joining and you don't know, these landscapes are from Ireland. So that's pretty cool. Actually, when I was planning this tutorial, I didn't realize they're both from Ireland. So it was a pleasant surprise when I realized, oh, these are both landscapes from Ireland. So let me know in the chat, have you been to Ireland before? If so, where have you been in Ireland? Or would you like to go someday if you haven't? Okay, so the reference photo to this landscape is in the description below. And I will be using basically the same paints that I used for the first one. Basically the same exact colors, except I will be using this foxberry color a lot in the woodland set for the flowers. So that's basically the only difference. Okay. Grain, hi Grain, how are you? She says, well, I'm Irish, so I've been to lots of places. That's awesome. That's so cool. I didn't know you're Irish. I know you live in London. I just didn't know you're from Ireland. Okay, so we're going to start with the sky, like the first landscape. Maybe I'll change it up and start with the land. Okay, I'm gonna start with the land. So I'm gonna use my size 8 round brush here. Let me adjust my camera too, so that you can see the whole page. Oh my goodness, okay. Okay, so there's like a hill here, so let me show you the reference photo. And I did not tape my paper very well, but it's fine. So here's the reference photo. There's like a hill here. There's like these purpley clouds, grassy landscape. This trail here, I will probably just keep it simple like I did in my practice painting. My practice painting is just like a grass trail. Okay, so yeah, we'll start with the landscape. So that hill is kind of gray or like purpley. It's not really green, so I'm going to start with like some purple here and then mix in a little bit of gray. This here, wait, this one is gray, I think. No, that's blue. This is gray. So it's kind of like a gray purple. And we want this to be very light to start out with. So start light, mix a lot of water in this. And the hill, I'm going to put kind of halfway down the page, and it's a little bit to the left. It's more towards the left. And it's not a perfect, like, perfect round area. It's jaggy a little bit. And in my practice painting, I ended up adding like some other like hills in the background. So I might do that too with this one. So I'm gonna maybe add one here. And it's very light because farther away in the background, it's more hazy. So I'm gonna add one like there, I think. Then maybe like one here. And now I'm gonna add some green. So this hill, it does have a little bit of green in it. I'm just gonna let this green kind of fade into the purple color. And then there's like a little trail thingy, like this. And then it becomes very wide because it's very close to us. Like this. And I'm just gonna fill this in. It's okay to leave a little bit of white area. And there is like some purpley pink flowers too. So I think I'm gonna leave some of my paper exposed, like right here, so I can paint in some pink purpley flowers, flower bushes. And I'm like dragging my brush, creating texture. I'm kind of like scrubbing my brush on my paper. It's probably not good for your brush, but I plan on getting new brushes soon because I've had these for a year, like more than a year and a half. I've been using these for a year and a half consistently, almost every day. And they've done me very well, but I feel like the tips of my brushes are becoming kind of like frayed. I don't know, it would be nice to get new brushes. So we'll let this dry. Now we will work on the sky. So the sky is purpley. So it's not like a sunset like the other landscape. It's just kind of like these purpley clouds with some white exposed too. Some white of the sky. So let's mix like a purple. So again, I'm using this mist blue color here, and then I'm going to mix it. For this painting, I might use Foxberry to mix into it instead of my Opera Rose. Oh no, I got gray. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me do this again. The blue is here. Okay. Oh wait, that's the green. Oh my goodness. What is with me? We want the blue, which is here. There we go. It's hard to tell with these pants, like they kind of look the same. Like they're pretty dark. Yeah, so I'm putting this blue on my palette. a lot of water. We want to mix a lot of water in this. We want it to be light. And I'm going to mix some of this foxberry color, which is here, I think. Where is it? Okay, yeah, it's that. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to mix a lot of water because that's dark. And I kind of painted my clouds differently in my practice painting. I just painted some poofy purple clouds. But first, we'll just go ahead and paint the sky like a very light purple. And then when that dries, we will add some clouds on top. And that's very dark. Okay, we want this to be lighter. So I'm gonna add a lot of water to my brush. It's super dark. Kind of like wiping some of this away because it's very dark. It's okay to add some variation in your sky, like if you want to add a little bit of pink and stuff. And for landscapes, you want your sky to become very light when it becomes closer to your horizon, like almost white. And it gets darker up here. Okay, so we'll let that dry. Okay, now I'm going to add like a light green here in this trail. And then I'm going to start painting in the pink flowers, like the pink flower bushes. So we're going to start with a very, very light pink. And I'm going to use my big brush here first. So I'm going to take this foxberry color, just add it here, add a lot of water. I'm going to start with this big one here because I feel like, I don't know, I just want to start with it. So I'm just painting in like very light pink. First, and then we'll add some more detail when this dries. So like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here because there's like a bush here. any of you who are watching live following this tutorial with me? And then as we work our way up the page, the bushes become smaller because they're farther away. That's why this one's like really big. Susan says, no, because I caught it after it started. Maybe I'll go back and do so. And she says, I'm working on some details on a mushroom painting. Lots of tiny dots on the tops. Cool. Mushroom painting. That reminds me, guys. I have an upcoming challenge that I planned yesterday. An upcoming art challenge for September. And it is a fungi challenge. And we'll be painting 15 different fungi in 30 days for the month of September. And I'll be announcing it here today on Instagram. And if you're part of the Blooming Artist newsletter, which is my bi-weekly artist newsletter, I announced it in there, and so you can see the prompt list early. And then if you're part of my Nature with Watercolor membership, which is closing soon, by the way, I share that prompt list early with you too. So that's really exciting. I can't wait for it. Yeah, I'm really excited, Susan. Green says, no, I'm not, but I think I'd like to try this one in gouache. Ooh, that'll be fun. Okay, I think I might use my hair dryer again to just dry the sky. It's still wet. Ruthie says, I am working on a acrylic painting, but I'm listening along with your tips. Yay! That's cool. What are you painting? Okay, I'm going to mute myself as I use my hair dryer. Okay, I'm back. So let's go ahead and finish up the sky. We'll paint in some purple clouds. Hi, Fallon. She says, hi, I forgot it was Friday. That's okay. At least you can like join us for a little while. Fallon, we painted this landscape here, and then now we're working on the second one. Okay, so for these clouds, we're going to kind of paint them the same way we did this cloud over here, these clouds. So I'm going to use my big brush. Well, this is not my biggest brush, but it's pretty big, a size 8 round brush. At least for the painting I'm working on, this is a big brush. And I'm going to mix a purple. So I will mix this foxberry color, which is here. So I'm just putting this on my palette. It's like a really pretty red pink, I think. Like it's a reddish pink. I agree, Fallon. Yeah. This set, I am loving. So pretty. Okay, and then I'm gonna mix, I think Mist, this blue here. I'm gonna mix that in. And that is, I think, here. Wait, no, that's the green. Gosh. I always have these mixed up. It's hard to tell because a lot of these colors are very dark and they look the same in the palette. Okay, it's right here. I do have purple, like a few purple colors, but I kind of just wanted to limit myself to this palette. Besides using this yellow for the other landscape and opera rose here for the other landscape. I feel like it's good to challenge yourself sometimes to use like a limited palette and then you have to like mix a few colors too. Maybe I will use a little bit of this opera rose into here. Okay. So I didn't mix nearly as much water into my paint as I did as the first layer. So I'm going to paint a cloud, maybe like right here. So I'm just like painting the edge of the cloud. It's jagged, poofy, it's not like, it's irregular. This just makes the cloud look more realistic. Like that. Okay, now I'm cleaning my brush. You don't have to clean it all the way. And then with some water, I'm just gonna kind of blend. Blend this into the sky. So that it like ends up fading. And then you can kind of create some poofy, soft clouds over here, like that. And I probably will add another layer, like maybe some more color over here, or like another like poofy cloud, like right here, to add some more depth to this area. When this dries, I'm gonna let this dry first. I'm kind of smoothing out this texture that's forming a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, I'm going to kind of smooth this out down here. I want it to fade. Okay, okay. So I'm taking this purple again, and I am going to do another cloud, I think more like up high. It's okay to like have some of the sky underneath show too, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to kind of blend this. with water. Scrub my brush around, create some texture. I'm going to do another one like here, I think. Let me mix some more purple. Okay. Yeah, this one's like more purpley, but it's okay. It's like more purpley, not as pink. And then blending. And then I think I'm gonna kind of paint one over here. That's like in between those big ones. All right, we'll let that dry, and then I probably will add a bit more cloudy texture. Yeah, after that's dry. So let's work more on the landscape. Susan says, agree on trying out limited palettes. Yeah. Ashton says, I'm so excited for the mushroom challenge. I may just go ahead and start it. That is so funny. Go ahead, you can. You can definitely start it early if you want. Okay, I think I'm going to paint in the flowers first. Oh wait, maybe not. Maybe I'll just paint in the green and then the flowers. I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to move to a smaller brush now. I'm going to move to my size 4 round brush and mix a green. So this is Deep Moss, which is so pretty. I'm going to mix a little bit of this yellow into it to kind of make it more warm. And a little bit of this pink, or I can mix a little bit of this foxberry color into it to kind of dull it so it's not so intense. And I'm not using as much water this time. Okay, so let's start working around this trail thing, because I feel like this kind of like is what people will look at, because they'll see this and then yeah, they'll lead their eye over here and then to this mountain thingy, this hill, and then the clouds. At least that's how I think people will look at this, if anyone will even look at it. I think I'll just keep this painting to myself because on the back is a painting that I messed up. So I don't think I'll be selling this or anything. Okay, so yeah, I'm just using this dark green here, and the farther away, the more hazy it is, the less intense or dark the green will be. And then I'm painting some green into this pink too. And since my green is kind of like being used up, I'm gonna mix a little water in this to lighten it up, and then use it back here where the green isn't as dark. I mean, it's still kind of dark though. So I'm using it on the horizon a little bit. And I'm adding some water to my brush. Kind of fade this. Probably made it a little too dark, but it's okay. This is just supposed to be fun. I mix more of that green. Susan says, this will be posted, I hope. I have to leave. Thank you so much. Yeah, the replay will be available. So yeah, this will stay on my YouTube channel, and you can watch the replay anytime. Glad that you can join us for a little while, Susan. Okay. Okay, I probably shouldn't have added that dark green all the way over there, but it's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna kind of, I cleaned my brush. I have some water and I'm gonna kind of like smooth this out, kind of like beat it. And again, I'm adding more green over here to kind of intensify this. It'll probably be the darkest at the foreground. And as I'm painting this landscape, I'm just kind of scrubbing my brush in some areas too, like this, to kind of create texture, like grassy texture. And I'm leaving some of the lighter green as well. Like I'm not painting over all of this light green from the first layer. I'm leaving some of that exposed. And then under each flower bush, I'm going to add some dark green. So what are your guys' plans this weekend? Are you happy it's Friday? I need to mix some more green now. Again, it is we're celebrating my mother-in-law's birthday tomorrow. So we're just gonna spend some time with her. I have to bake a cake, so I'll be baking a cake tonight. Yay! If you don't know, I like baking cakes. And I don't do it often, so it's always nice when people ask me to bake a cake. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. And Sunday is just, like a nice day to be home, clean. I might do some art if I feel like it. In case you didn't know, I was going through burnout. I am feeling a lot better though, but I don't want to like push myself too hard. So if I don't feel like making art or doing things, I try to be careful and not push myself because I'm still kind of recovering, I guess. And yeah, we want this to be dark here, so I'm gonna add some dark green here along the edge because I want to kind of create like I want to draw the eye in. I want to create like a vignette. Sarah says, it's my son's 13th birthday today. My daughter's made the cake. Ooh. Wow, so you have a teenager now. Are your daughters teenagers too, or is he your oldest? Well, that's fun. Do you have any plans for his birthday today? Yeah, so we're just like kind of building up the grass. Okay, I'm going to add some more dark green over here. Probably will be painting the flowers here very soon after this, I think. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of like some grassy knoll right here and here. That's what it's called, like a little hill. Helen says, going to some yard sales and I bought some plain tote bags the other day that I want to paint on. Ooh, that sounds so fun. How exciting. And she says, also burnout is no fun. Glad you are recovering though and not pushing yourself too hard. Yeah, I try not to push myself too hard. I kind of did yesterday, and let's just say I went to bed super early because I was just like exhausted. But yeah, I'm really trying to like be very careful now, today, and from today on out. Okay, so I am going to start painting the flowers now with this foxberry color. And I'm going to use my size 4 brush for now. And then after this layer dries, we'll move to a smaller brush and paint in the details of the flowers, like some little details. Sarah says, he's my youngest. I have 3 elder teenage daughters. He's out with his dad and sister having ice cream, and we are having a birthday dinner for him. That sounds very nice, Sarah. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna kind of dab my brush. I'm leaving some of that lighter pink exposed. You don't want to paint all of this, like over all of the light pink. Some of this is like on the green a little bit too. And then I might also paint more green over here. We'll see. Kind of like my practice round. I painted some green, so it's kind of like it's kind of like that in the reference. Like there's some, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there's some like green here and here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with all of the other bushes. And the farther away we get, the smaller these specks will be. So these dots that I'm making, they're a little smaller. And this one all the way over here is like really teeny tiny. Like that. Okay. So while we wait for this to dry, we could do this trail or finish the sky. So maybe I'll just go ahead and finish the sky, let that be done with. Taking this purple now, I'm gonna mix a little bit more. I'm going to add like a little like cloud here, here, kind of like that emerged from this big one. So I'm cleaning my brush now, and then with some water, I'm gonna kind of like blend the bottom of what I just painted into the cloud. And the same over here. I'm gonna make like a little poof. Blend. Then maybe like another little poof here. Okay, and now another one, and then we'll be done with the clouds. I know these don't look like the reference photo. They're just, I don't know. I kind of like painting clouds like this. You can paint whatever kind of clouds you want. I'm going to kind of paint in these hills in the back more. But remember that they should be fairly light, because it's like hazy. And I'm going to paint in the top of this again. This one should be a little darker than the other hills because this one's in front of them. And I am going to blend that paint a little bit. How are you guys liking this tutorial so far? Okay, now let's go ahead and paint in this trail. And then we will add the final touches to the flowers, and then we should be done. So I need to mix the green, but I'll just probably use what's on here. I still want this to be light compared to all over here. At least somewhat light, I guess. And I'm just going to add like I'm gonna make it darker over here. Okay, and then light, and then make it lighter as it goes up and up. So I'm just adding water to my brush now to kind of like move this paint, kind of blend it. And I really want this to be light over here. I don't want to add too much paint. Okay. I now need to mix some more green. I'm going to make this darker down here. And lighten it up. Okay. And then when this dries, we will add a little bit of texture to it so it looks more like grass. Okay, now I am going to paint in the flowers of the bushes. Well, we kind of did that already, but I'm going to add a bit more detail. So I'm going to use my tiny size 0 round brush. Some of this boxberry color, basically right out of the pan, and I'm just going to kind of add little dots here and there. This bush, the dots can be a little bigger because this is like close to us. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of green over here, maybe like this. I'm trying to imitate this part of the bush. Okay. And now we're adding some little specks to these bushes. This one, and as we go farther away, the specks are tinier. Liz says, this has been so enjoyable. I am taking a picture and off to work late. Love painting with you all. Have a great weekend. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Liz. I hope you have a great day at work and that you'll enjoy your weekend too. Okay, so these dots or specks on this bush here are a little bigger than these two, or these. They're kind of like these, but then I guess I did make these specks tiny too. It's okay. We're just having fun. Okay, one last thing I want to do is I want to add some texture to the trail because I feel like it just looks flat. So I'm going to take this green here. I'm just going to kind of like add some texture here and there. Okay, and then add some water, kind of scrub my brush around. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done. This was fun. I'm going to untape my paper. If you do this tutorial and you post it to Instagram, feel free to tag me so I can see it. And I don't really have a hashtag for my tutorials that you can use, but you can always just, I don't know, hashtag like Allison Lane Art Tutorial or Allison Lane Art or whatever if you want to use a hashtag. But tag me so I can see yours and let me know what one you liked best. This one or this one. I feel like they're both really enjoyable. I really like this guy and this one here. Yeah. Let me take my camera down and give you like a little close-up here. And if you haven't already, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. It would really help my channel. And subscribe. Okay, let me say goodbye to you now. I'm gonna turn my camera around here. All right, thank you so much for doing this tutorial with me. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for watching and supporting this channel and just being amazing. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and valuable and that you had fun. Thank you, Inez. Inez is so nice. Thank you. And yeah, I appreciate you so much. So much. Next Friday, if you don't know, we have live tutorials every Friday at 10 a.m. EST. And next Friday, I'm thinking it'll be of violet flowers. Maybe one, maybe like a few. I don't really know yet. But you can look forward to that. Sarah says, I love them. It was fun painting with you, Allison. It was fun painting with you too. Lisette says, very pretty. Thank you and have a great weekend. You too, Lisette. Hannah says, thank you, Allison. Fun landscapes. You're welcome. Sarah says, have a great weekend. You too. You have a great weekend. And I hope you have a great day with your son. Sarah Reed says, beautiful landscapes. Bye. Have a good weekend. Bye, Sarah. Bye, guys. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, take care. Bye. Bye, Hannah. She says, you deserve a rest and some fun. Thank you. Yes, Inez, I will. I will be resting for sure. Okay, guys. See you later. Bye.